and they need to be able to assert themselves within the context of that conversation if they want a positive review on that interview. So this looks good when it comes time to making decisions. And we'll talk a little bit more about this later, okay? But again, wonderful opportunity to take that half step back and use I statements instead of we statements. A couple of New Yorker comics to illustrate this. Here's a son sitting down with his mom saying, "Don't worry, Mom." Lots of parents have children who didn't get into their first choice college, and they went on to live happy, fulfilled lives. I had that conversation with my mom probably on more than one occasion. This is also a good one. It's two parents sitting down with their daughter saying, "We've been thinking a lot about what we want to do with your life." Those are the types of things we want to try to avoid. So, I think we've now reached the point in the evening where you actually are going to care about what I talk about, because we're actually going to talk about what do we look at when we make our decisions. How many people are curious to learn what is really important in the decision process? Come on, everyone should have their hand up at this point in time. I get it. So, help me out here. What is important when we make our decisions? Give me some things. What are we looking at?
GPAs.
GPA, grades. Yes, that is important. What else? SATs, activities. Yes. Rigor of classes. Absolutely. What else? Leadership, personality. That's a good one. What else? Pardon? Commitments, yes. Aggression? I mean, like, do they, mix it up? Yeah. Great trend, yes. Letters of recommendation, yes. What else? So you fill out your application, and then you write an essay. Yes, we actually do read your essay. What else? Your passion, yes. What are we missing? Job, family background, absolutely. Yeah, like, hey, your library is named after my grandfather. That might help. I'm just going to throw that out there. What else? Okay, I think we covered most of the major ones there. So, pardon?
Financial need?
At times, yes. Financial need. Some schools are need aware. So we make decisions understanding what the financial aid situation for the family is. Okay? Guilford College, Connecticut College, Kalamazoo College, every place I've ever worked, and almost every high school I've ever visited, is a member of the National Association of College Admission Counselors, NACAC. Every year, NACAC surveys colleges and asks us, what is really important? What is of considerable importance when you make admission decisions? You are about to see the results of that survey, okay? Do not feel like you need to A, write all this stuff down, or B, take a picture of it, okay? I have a Microsoft Word file on my computer. You can take one of my business cards, and I am happy to email it to you tomorrow, Friday, sometime this weekend. Okay, so don't feel like you need to write it down. But here are the results from the NACAC survey. Right there. Can we read that, or is it too small?
Too small.
Okay, at the top, in first place, Andy, no, not me, sorry. I never came in first place really in my life. Grades in college prep classes. 83% of colleges think that is important. Second place, strength of curriculum, 66%. Third, admission test scores, ACT or SAT at 59%. 4, grades in all courses, 46%. Next, essay or writing sample, 27%. Students demonstrated interest, 23%. Class rank, 22. Counselor and teacher recommendations at 19. Subject test scores at 10. The interview at 9%. And finally, in dead last place, a position that Andy Strickler is most familiar with, the extracurricular resume at 7% of colleges think that is of critical importance. What jumps out to us? Yeah, let's get it out there. Because most people look at that, they're like, wait a minute, extracurriculars? Only 7% of colleges think that's important? And the answer is yes. There is a lot of momentum in the American media that you have to have an unbelievable extracurricular resume, like building an orphanage in Africa by yourself with Play-Doh and chewing gum, okay, to get into college. That is not factually accurate. This data right here informs me that this is almost entirely an academic enterprise. You can look at the top 4, grades and college prep classes. And when we say college prep, we largely mean English, math, science, social studies, and language. Your 5 core subjects. So grades and college prep classes, strength of curriculum, test scores, and then grades in all classes. And then there's about a 20-point drop to your essay. So how I break this down is I look at the top 4, and I say, those are your objective criteria. Everything after that I would characterize as either subjective, or I think a very simple way to put it is they're tiebreakers. So if you have 2 students, and you have 1 spot left in your class, this person's a 3.5, 1300, this person is a 3.5, 1300, this person has a dynamite extracurricular resume, and this person does not. In that case, when the academic stuff is largely a tie, extracurricular is going to sort of win out the day. But if you take the student and give them a 2.5 and an 1100 and a dynamite extracurricular resume versus a 3.5 and a 1300, you're going to take this student. Even if they have founded 4 clubs, president of 3 other, lead in the play, first chair of this, varsity athlete that. Okay? This is largely an academic evaluation. We're going to talk more about that. Objective criteria. Academic course selection grades 9, 10, and 11. Big time. Next. Test scores. Let's spend a couple of minutes talking about test scores. We have some 11th graders in the room, right? Anyone taking the SAT or ACT yet? This Saturday. Oh, okay. Let me ask you a question. You are now the guinea pig for all of Livingston High School. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, oh my gosh, I'd rather stab myself in the eye with a fork, 10 being, this is the greatest moment of my life. How excited are you to take the SAT on Saturday? You're lying to me. Look, I'm not the only one, you're not the only ones with incredible BS meters, okay? I've been doing this a long time. Okay, how excited are you? A 3. Is anyone in the room greater than a 3 on taking the SAT or ACT at any point in time in the future? Exactly. Okay? Let's talk about test scores a little bit. Okay? Is there any anxiety in the room about taking the SAT or ACT? Yeah, why? Tell me why. I'm going to call on you guys, you 2 ladies. Why? Why anxiety? Yeah, if you don't do well, we got to keep retaking it. It's okay, we all know it. We all agree with it. So let's talk about test scores for 2 seconds. Someone tell me what day of the week is the SAT offered? Saturday. And how early on Saturday morning is it offered? That's like ridiculous. That should be illegal. We talk about a do-nothing Congress. We should make the SAT not start until 11. Because y'all deserve to sleep in on Saturday mornings. Okay? So it's Saturday morning. It's really early. It's at least 4.5 hours long, right? What do you take with you to the SAT? Oh, yeah, but not any pencil. The number 2 pencil. I can't wait to see what happens when someone tries to take a number 1 or number 3 pencil to the SAT. It's going to be the lead story on CNN, I'm telling you right now. Now, what do you do with your number 2 pencil for 4.5 hours on that Saturday morning? Fill in the bubbles. You make little patterns. Oh, no, whoops, that was my SAT. I apologize. Okay. I am the Dean of Admission. I have 2 pieces of data that I can look at in trying to evaluate a student's ability to perform in the classroom at Guilford, Connecticut College, wherever. I have a piece of paper which reflects your performance in the classroom for, at a minimum, 3 years. I have a piece of paper that reflects a 4.5-hour time period on a Saturday morning with a number 2 pencil filling in bubbles. Please tell me what's the more valid indicator of who you are? Come on, say it loud. Yes. Your transcript. And if you go back to this slide right here, 83% versus 59%. That's almost a 25-point gap. That is statistically significant. My advice to students is never, ever, ever let a 4-hour time period on a Saturday morning, filling in bubbles, quantify who you are as a student. And I can tell you, since I finished 12th grade in 1989 at Radnor High School, I have not taken a single bubble test ever again. Okay? Also, if you hate your test scores, there are plenty of colleges and universities, including Kalamazoo College, including Ursinus College, including Guilford College, and including, I'm 98% sure, Connecticut College, that do not even require the SAT or ACT as part of the application. They are fully test optional. And if you want to find more test optional schools, there's a website out there, www.fairtest.org. So if you hate your test scores, you can find plenty of places out there that don't care. And I'm proud to have worked at a bunch of places over the last 10, 12, 15 years that fall into that category. Now, the final nail in the coffin of our conversation about test scores, okay, to bring in a little bit of humor here, okay, I want anyone to show their hand if they've ever seen anything like this. Exactly. Once you get past this intimidating, crazy, confusing, partially stupid college application process, your test scores don't matter in life at all. So it's a necessary evil, but don't stress too much. Okay? And good luck on Saturday. Make sure you wake up on time. Don't drink too much coffee before you go in there, because they will not give you a bathroom break. Speaking from personal experience. More objective criteria, your overall performance, senior courses in progress, and then that final bullet point, we hit a key fork in the road. Because up until this point, we've had pretty much everything under our control. You can control what kind of classes you take. You can control how much you study. For the most part, you can control the kind of grades that you get. For the most part, you can control how your SAT scores look